They say that up in the Alps, where the snow never melts and the icy winds howl through the eternal rocks, there's a dog that still roams, a dog so big and strong that even a blizzard can't stop him. And his bark echoes through the ages, a reminder of a time when man and dog roamed the earth together as one. They call him the Alpine Mastiff, the forgotten giant of the Alps. Let me tell you a story about a dog who lived in the mountains. Long ago in the heart of Europe, in a time when knights roamed the land and legends were born, there lived a dog like no other. He was called the Alpine Mastiff. His name meant little lion, and little lion he was, with a heart as big as his bark and a loyalty that knew no bounds. The Alpine Mastiff was huge, some say as tall as a grown man and as heavy as a wild boar. His fur was thick and long, protecting him from the harshest winters, and his paws were like snowshoes, helping him to walk on the soft, deep snow. His tail was a furry flag, waving in the wind as he ran through the mountains, and his eyes were as bright and keen as a falcon's, able to see through the falling snow and the swirling mists. He lived in a time when the Alps were wild and dangerous, when wolves and bears roamed the mountains and when men were not safe from harm. But the Alpine Mastiff did not fear anything. He was the guardian of the mountain passes, the protector of the travelers and the herdsmen. He helped the shepherds to guard their flocks from the wolves and the bears, and he led the hunters to the wild game. He was the king of the mountains, and all who saw him were in awe of his strength and his courage. But like all good things, the Alpine Mastiff's story did not last forever. As time went by, the world changed, and so did the needs of the people. The Alpine Mastiff was no longer needed as a guardian or a protector, and he was forgotten. Some say he died out because people stopped breeding him. Others say he died out because he was too big and strong to be handled by ordinary men. Whatever the reason, the Alpine Mastiff is now extinct, and only his legend remains. But his spirit lives on in the mountains, in the hearts of those who remember him, and in the stories that are told about him. The Alpine Mastiff was not just a dog. He was a hero, a loyal companion, and a fearless guardian. He was the king of the mountains and the lord of the wolves. He was the Alpine Mastiff. And if you listen closely, you can hear his bark echoing through the ages, a reminder of a time when man and dog were one, when the Alpine Mastiff roamed the snow-covered peaks and the icy winds carried his song. Some say the ghost of the Alpine Mastiff still wanders the mountain passes, a huge shadowy figure with glowing eyes and a mournful howl. They say he is the guardian spirit of the mountains, watching over those who travel through his domain. And if you are lucky, or maybe unlucky, you might see him for a moment. A fleeting glimpse of a furry giant before he disappears into the mist. Did you like this story? If yes, then here's another story about an ancient dog that you might enjoy. It's about the Tibetan Mastiff, a dog so big and brave that it was called the king of dogs. It was said to be as tall as a horse and as fierce as a lion. In the high Himalayas, where the air is thin and the snow never melts, there lived a dog unlike any other. Its fur was black as night, and its eyes were like golden coins. Its bark was like the roar of a tiger, and its bite was like the sting of a viper. This was the Tibetan Mastiff, the king of dogs. It was said that the Tibetan Mastiff was the guardian of the monasteries in the Himalayas. It protected the monks from harm and guided them on their journeys. It was also said that the Tibetan Mastiff was the companion of the Yeti, the legendary snowman. Some say the Tibetan Mastiff is still alive in the Himalayas, waiting for its master to return.